Hello everyone, AJ on AJ's Heli Journey here. Today I've just gotten out here to the field and I'm going to, I have 3 battery packs that I'm hoping to be able to fly today. Instead of putting them all the flights though in one video, I'm going to break them up because for each flight I have something specific that I want to do for each flight and talk about. So I thought I'd be better off to kind of switch it up a little bit. It's a little breezier than I don't know. Hold on a second. This oh, can't zoom in this mode, so I'm not sure if you can kind of see the windsock there, but it's a little breezier out today than I would have liked, but that's not a problem. I think I'll still be able to do what I want to do out here today. First thing for the first flight, I made some settings adjustments on the Goblin 380. Based on one of my last videos that I flew with this, I was talking about the fact that it was flying completely different than my Raw 700, which is to be expected for sure. Although there's always going to be, I can't remember which poster it was, but someone commented on one of my videos and said that there definitely is a huge difference, or sorry, not huge difference, but a difference in flight characteristics between different helis, even same size helis, and I get that. Hardware, there's nothing to be able to do anything about because there's definitely going to be differences in, the how strong the motor is, the ESC that's in there, the flybarless that's in there, and obviously the servos. But my goal here is I want to use my Raw 700 as a baseline and try and get all my other helis to be as close to how that flies as possible. And I'm using this Raw 700 as a baseline because, as I've talked about many times before, that's really the ultimate heli that I want to be able to fly on a regular basis. And I utilize all these smaller helis for my comfort zone to learn new things. So anyway, so I made some adjustments. I'm not going to obviously I don't have the software out here with this particular heli. I have the Ikon2, but I don't have the Bluetooth, so I wouldn't even be able to show you on the phone app what the settings were. And so I'll just quickly give it a rundown. If there's any interest, maybe I'll do an advanced video on the advanced settings on the Ikon2. But what I adjusted here is all in the advanced settings, and I adjusted the agility settings. So in idle up 1, I had it down a little bit. I had the agility setting at 50. I think it would be, I guess, 50% anyways, but where 3D, the agility setting for in the Wizard for the Ikon2 is 90. So I boosted it up in idle up 1 to 50. I also turned up the servo speed to 300. It was at I think 250 or 260 where it was. Like I said, it was set up to be a little more docile as I was using this to learn new things, and I didn't want it to be too responsive, I guess. And the only other thing I did was on the in the Expo, which is in a different menu. I can't remember which one it is, but I realized that I had -20, so I kept the -20 on the aileron and elevator for the cyclic, but it also had -20 on the rudder. And I don't run any Expo for the rudder on any of my other helis. So that was the other thing that I changed on this. So those were the 3 main settings that I adjusted. So we'll see. Now, I guess I was a bit lazy and I made all those adjustments all at once. Normally, I guess what you want to do is probably make adjustments one at a time so you can kind of see what difference it's making. Maybe I may find myself going back and having to do that in the first place, but I'm hoping that I don't have to. And the other thing is I could have set up idle up 1 and idle up 2 to be exactly the same, except for the settings that I adjusted so that I could flip between them. But you know, I know what the other settings felt like, so hopefully I can convey to you what the, if what and if the I feel changes, what they are. So anyway, so we'll do that in this video, and yeah, so let's get this all set up, and I'll see you on the flight line. So here we are, ready to go, and one thing I didn't mention was, so it's been a while since I've really changed any settings on this heli, because I was happy with everything as it was. So when I connected, and anybody who has the Ikon or runs the Ikon2 knows that, firmware updates come up and software updates. So there were quite a few firmware and software updates that I guess I had missed, and so I did a software and firmware update. So anytime that happens, I gotta be honest with you, in the past there's definitely been some issues. I don't believe there are with this particular update. Fingers crossed that there aren't, but because of that I'm going to take it a little slow. So let's spool it up. And that's something to be mindful of. If you ever, do a firmware or software update, make sure that you test everything out. Now, you don't have to with the Ikon2. You can opt not to, but I figured, it's been a while, so, maybe it might be a good idea to do an update. So here we are. We're up in the air. Nice smooth takeoff. Everything seems to be okay so far. All right. So right now, I don't know how this is going to feel or react to input. So like I said, I'll take it slow. I'm just going to do, I guess, to get started, I'll just do a nice simple backflip. Get it out a little bit, just in case. Okay. I guess my first impression is that, at least on the elevator, because that was an elevator backflip, I think it definitely feels like it's still a little slower than at least response wise than the 700. And again, I realize I'm not going to be able to get an exact same feel, but I'd like to get it closer. So let me try a front flip here. Okay, there's a little squirrely there, okay. Well, I think it's the main thing I felt difference on, and because I've been working on it a lot, are the TikTok. So let me try some and see how that works out. Oh, hold on. Yeah, gust of wind there, and then I didn't do it quite well. So let's try this again. Oh. Let's go into the wind here a little bit. It's coming from the right. Yeah, it'll help a little bit. Ooh, got a little low there. Okay. It feels a little bit better than it did the other day. I will say that, but definitely can't quite do them the way I was doing it on the 700, because it definitely doesn't feel quite the same. So I'll try some more adjustments after the fact, but let me try these again and see if I can at least get it right. I'm doing them on this heli. Okay, that was not so bad. It came back at me, but as you saw, but Wasn't bad. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but I have made some adjustments to the TikTok, so it's, you know, I'm working on a slightly different things that I think are going to work really well for me when, you know, I really start practicing them on the 700. Whoo! I don't know if you caught that on camera, but that was almost a disaster. Whew. Crazy. Anyways, that happens. But try one more. Okay, wind started blowing it there and I wasn't making adjustments. A little shaky after that little moment. Okay. Anyways, one last thing actually I want to try before I come in, because I did make that adjustment on the tail. Let me do some pirouettes here.
2, 1.
Okay, so I definitely feel the difference at the center, removing that X-bolt. I like it. So let's bring it down.